Now that we have our converging lines sketched in, we need to choose where to cut off the back of the cube. We want it to be a cube, not a rectangle. So if I were to cut it off way back here, that would be a rectangular prism, right? It would be longer, more depth than it is high and wide. So we're kind of guesstimating here. So I'm going to guess about right here. And then I'm going to use this front edge as a guide to draw a parallel line for this back edge. Do you see how the back edge I just drew is parallel to the front edge? And where the bottom of this back edge intersects this converging line right here, I'm going to draw a line that is parallel to the bottom edge that intersects that point. And that's going to be the bottom of my cube. So do you see how this bottom edge is parallel to the front facing bottom edge? And then I'll just wipe away those converging lines that I have nice and light so that you can see the cube that's floating. And I'm going to go ahead and darken in the side edges. Okay, so you have your first floating cube. I'm going to do the same thing with all of the other cubes. Because I already drew this line, this bottom edge line, I'm going to go ahead and just use the same distance all the way across. So you can do it two ways. You can measure it, it's about 1/4 of an inch down. So I can measure 1/4 of an inch down. And then use my ruler. I'm lining my ruler up with this edge to create this edge. But do you see what all of these bottom edges have in common? They're parallel to the front facing plane's bottom edge. And then again, where these edge bottoms intersect the orthogonals, that's where you go up. Okay. And the back edges have to be parallel with the front edges. And I'll do the same thing with the bottom row. I'm also going to just utilize this distance and apply it down here. So it was 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to measure 1/4 of an inch on this side of the paper above the left cube and on this side of the paper above the right cube. And where these this top plane, the back edge of the top plane intersects this converging line, I want to go down in this direction, parallel to the front edge. So now I have my 8 floating cubes. These cubes are above the horizon line, and that's why you can see the bottoms of it. It would be equivalent to you holding a cube up, floating above your head. So it's above your eye level, you're going to see the bottoms. These cubes are below the horizon line, so they're below your eye level, so they would be underneath your head, like under. If you were looking straight out, they would be below that line of sight from your eye to the vanishing point.